and I didn't contact her at all until 3 weeks ago. January.
Yeah.
She still doesn't know why. I think she's beginning to work it out now.
That's all right then.
If you're not going to commit to someone when they've spent a lot of time, you're going to get pissed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
understandable.
go to that chair and dump
Who's
my-
this guy? Who's this guy coming in?
You haven't changed a bit. Did you have a good weekend?
Incredible. Last night.
Indulging yourself.
Yeah, definitely indulging. Lots of work.
Work? Oh,
Yeah.
you picked up work, didn't you?
Well, yeah. I got attempted to be moved on by the National Park people, so they got my details.
Shut that door so the noise is down.
National Park.
Yeah. Brecon Beacons.
Oh, I see. How was your lady friend?
Great. Thrilled with the fish.
You gave her a fish, did you?
I gave her that fish.
Which one?
The suing you had the tail of. What a member. He's on alcohol dependency, he is.
No, the question is, I said...
How am I going to take a
Helen-
giant fish
Helen-
into the camper van? It'll go rotten in
Was
the
she
day.
insulted that she was given a smelly fish? If I
Well-
was a woman, I'd be insulted. If
Oh yeah, we got being cantankerous now.
Smelly Smelly
Do you know what
fish.
she did the next day?
What?
Her brother and sister-in-law and son had a big meal with it.
We're a bit disappointed. We could have had done that, couldn't we? We could
No,
have
but he was
had
trying
it
to-
tonight.
he was
Yeah, but I'm going to get a
Expected
better result with their by
Sure.
hope than you two.
There's no need to
Unless you want to change your habit of lifetime, Helen. So,
What?
Did she sleep in the camper with you?
she didn't go to the jazz.
Oh.
Oh, you missed. That's what you
So, and that was
Oh,
fine, Dad. She
that's
just
not-
is still very tired, very... But I think it's going to work, Dad.
What's going to work?
The ruse.
What?
Never mind. You've heard, you understand. You're pretending not to understand. I think it's going to work, the giving the fish. Because I met
Oh,
so
I
many-
see.
Yeah.
Well, here, that's a new one on me.
I met this amazing Welsh guy who was a big salmon sea trout fisherman on the street.
Have
Bars of
you had
chocolate.
breakfast?
Yes.
Right.
In
Can you
Germany
keep your
after the
voice
war,
down?
not fish.
Sam's
Get
alright.
anything for a bar of chocolate or a bar of soap, they used to say.
I've had a wash too, thanks. Dad.
Oh, you've done a grand job.
Yep.
That's good.
What are you talking such a loud voice for? Bullet
Because
head.
you are.
Bullet head.
Everyone in the
I
Woodforth
got it.
talks loudly.
Yeah. Because there's a big family. That's how the only way you get heard. Look
Yeah.
at that chair. Are you doing an art project on the chair?
No. It's quite interesting though.
It is, isn't it? Look at that chair.
That
It was
was.
a beautiful morning up in Brecon.
Well, there you are. The rain's only in the south, I think.
Yeah, it was heading up that way. I was heading up. It's going to be a nice afternoon though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we are. That's life, isn't it?
It is life. And death.
He hasn't changed, has he?
No, someone told me that 5 weeks of. 5
Look
weeks
well,
ago.
actually.
Yeah, I feel great.
Especially after the accident.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago I went
Oh, of
to.
course, yes.
I went.
You've had. I haven't seen you since the accident. That one, yeah. You can see it's a bit swollen and there's a
Yeah.
scar.
Well, imagine what it was like.
Yeah.
No, the scar is from some.
That.
That scar was from when I was 20.
Have you had socks on this morning?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I went out
There's a lot of
working.
fluid. I suppose
I was
you
going
can
to
carry
say,
an
yeah,
extra
you've got
fluid,
a bit of
haven't you?
fluid there.
Yeah, well, it's bound to because when you exercise it, then
Yeah.
it gets irritated.
I'd totally forgotten about the accident. Yeah, oh, that's good, Dave.
Don't worry, Hannah was interested. I know someone in the family's interested.
Oh, has he told me all about it?
Haircut.
I had the haircut just before. That's why I had the accident. If I didn't have had long
That
hair
was
in
like 6
there.
months.
That's
That
not
was
a
April.
haircut. That's not a haircut. This is a haircut, maybe.
Yeah.
No, you haven't got any hair.
And look at the state of that haircut. Mum's got the worst haircut here.
Yeah.
Very much.
Oh, she looks.
She has.
Got the
Look.
best legs, mine.
No, she hasn't. I got far better legs than her. I didn't tell you the best part. So the first response person came and put the line in me.
I'm
Yeah.
going to have my break.
And I've got a great two pairs of cotton Hawk's Head
Oh,
trousers
dear. Yeah.
that I use for working because they're great,
Yeah.
cotton trousers. Well, I've had them like 10 years, but they're my work things, it's like me, it's like putting on a suit of armour.
Yeah.
So, and he said, and they thought I'd broken everything, so he said, we're going to have to cut the trousers off. I
Oh,
said,
no.
no. So anyway, he did, pulled them off. Then the ambulance came with 3 drop-dead gorgeous nurses.
Yeah.
So I'm lying in the back, and they said, "You got amazing legs." And I didn't realise I had the tiniest pair of briefs on. It was just like, you can't invent. It was just the whole thing was very theatrical.
Why are you shouting that?
Because it's fun. I mean, it brings back. And they were great, you know. And the bizarre thing is, this person whose jag it was came in with me to the hospital.
The nutter.
So it's like...
Weird.
Yeah. And because I insisted on taking, because I'm quite interested in a spiritual practice called Taoism, like a religion, a way of, and I'm reading a novel on Taoism. And I said, I want my book, that's all I wanted. And then when she realised what Taoism was, and then I had to say my date of birth, because I look quite a lot younger than I am.
Yeah.
And when she heard the date of birth, she looked shocked, so she thought, oh God, I thought it was like 45, you know. It was bizarre. Oh dear.
Sounds like a comedy sketch.
It was, and I
even
got
though
to-
it's not funny, really.
Yeah, I know. It did feel like that. And I got in, I was lying there, and they're coming in kind of giving odds on what it was. And one of the nurses said, no, it's not broken, it's just bowed. And then the other, because it's ruthless, they're ruthless with each other, said, she's just a nurse. So she could hear this. Imagine what that's like all day. So anyway, because what you need, when you need attention.
Yeah.
So my device is to get attention. I was just lying there. I said, well, I'll tell you what we ought to do. I said this, because it's just before the election, this building's about the same size as the House of Commons, and it's the same number of people. Why don't we swap them? So this doctor, he just cracked up, so then all his mates were coming. So they all giving me lots of help. That's why I did it.
Interesting.
And then I was in, opposite me, I had a fitness instructor for the local authority who had been, this is the most bizarre thing, who was a Marine in Northern Ireland in the 70s, and told me he did a number of things he wished he hadn't, which meant he killed a couple of people. That night, because one of the effects of all the, not the heroin, morphine is that you can't go to the loo, but you think you need to. So I struggled to get there. How I got there, I don't know. Got back, it took me, this is between 3 and 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into bed, couldn't move my leg. He didn't give me both barrels the next morning, he gave me 3. He says, you've got such a low pain threshold you have.
Yeah.
Well, because I'd fallen asleep, they'd forgotten to give me the morphine. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Just people.
Useless. Just people.
So you think he's a bullet head? This guy was bullet head times 3.
Oh dear.
So how long will Sam sleep for, would you think?